Hello everyone, welcome back to Jikook Moments. What if a single photo were enough to make time stand still? When two colors, bright blonde and deep black, stand side by side in one frame, the internet might see just another ordinary picture. But for many, it feels like a message without words. Jimin and Jungkook once again stood close to each other, natural, calm, without the need to explain anything. And perhaps that is exactly why the moment felt so powerful. Yet amid the happiness, rumors began circulating again. Speculation, cropped images, faceless silhouettes. Everything was spun into a new narrative. Even the name of V was pulled into the conversation based on assumptions that may not have had solid ground. But today, we're going to look deeper, not just at what goes viral, but at what remains consistent. Because if we truly pay attention to the details, it's often the simplest things that speak louder than any theory. The presence or absence of snow. Different timelines. Statements that were directly spoken. Even behind-the-scenes moments like the filming of Are You Sure? That were mentioned firsthand. In today's video, we'll talk about facts, consistency, and the small gestures that are often overlooked, but are perhaps the most honest of all. So make sure you watch until the end, because maybe what's strongest isn't the loudest rumor, but the most consistent sincerity. And by the end of this video, we'll return to one simple question. If two people keep choosing to stand side by side under the spotlight of the world, does it still need explaining? When that photo was finally shared, it felt as if time paused for a moment. Jimin, with his bright blonde hair, and Jungkook, with his deep black hair, stood in the same frame, not just in an ordinary group shot, but as a symbol of presence. They stood close together, just as we've seen for years. Not staged, not exaggerated, just natural. For many, that moment felt like a quiet affirmation, that the closeness is still there, still consistent, still real. But as usual, amid the joy, unconfirmed rumors resurfaced, once again trying to shift the focus. Some claimed that V and Jungkook were together, based solely on interpretations of a photo that didn't even clearly show a face. Someone in the image was facing away from the camera, and without solid proof, immediately labeled as Jungkook. This pattern isn't new. Every shadow, every silhouette, every cropped image is often forced to fit a certain narrative. Yet if we pause and truly look at the details, the differences are clear. In one video uploaded by Taeyong, heavy snow was falling. The background was white, the air visibly cold, the traces of winter unmistakable. Meanwhile, when Jungkook uploaded a photo of his hand, showing his signature tattoos, there was no snow at all. No sign of the same weather. Two different moments. Two different situations. And still, some insisted they were in the same place. Simple details like these should remind us how important it is to separate fact from assumption. What's even more interesting lies right before our eyes. Consistency. The latest photos show Jimin and Jungkook standing close together as usual. Not just this once. Not just one moment. The pattern has been visible for years. On stage, behind the scenes, in interviews, during live broadcasts. Their closeness doesn't need to be searched for, it appears naturally. The chemistry between them doesn't require long explanations. The way they glance at each other, give space, or move closer when support is needed, these things speak louder than any theory. They never seem to be trying to prove anything. And perhaps it's that quiet calm that makes everything feel authentic. Recently, another small detail sparked debate. A white iPhone seen being used by Jimin. Many noticed its similarity to the phone Jungkook once used. Some tried to refute it, digging through old archives, searching for alternative explanations. But Jungkook himself once openly mentioned that he used that phone during the filming of the second season of Are You Sure? To store personal moments with Jimin. That wasn't a fan theory. That was a direct statement. Now that Jimin appears to be using the same model, some feel unsettled again. But sharing a device isn't just about an object. It's about trust, comfort, a closeness that has moved beyond formalities. Not everyone can share personal space like that. Trust like this isn't built overnight. It grows over time, through shared experiences, through highs and lows faced side by side. Through exhausting rehearsals, long tours, public pressure, and quiet moments when only the two of them truly understand each other. Their connection isn't built on complicated theories. It's visible in everyday gestures, a meaningful glance, an unconscious smile, a brief touch that feels reassuring. When Jungkook speaks about how important Jimin is in his life, he doesn't say it sensationally. He says it with a sincerity that feels real. And maybe that's where the true strength lies. They have never forced a narrative, never created unnecessary drama. They simply show up as they are. And perhaps that's why people of all ages and backgrounds can feel that connection without being told what to see. That latest photo, blonde and black standing side by side, is more than just a visual contrast. It feels like a metaphor, two different energies in harmony. Light and dark, soft and firm, yet balanced when together. Meanwhile, rumors keep spinning. Every shadow analyzed, every detail dissected. But in the end, facts remain simple. Snow is either there or it isn't. A face is visible or it isn't. A statement was said or it wasn't. Reality leaves consistent traces. What matters most is that we don't let speculation blur what is already clear. Jimin and Jungkook's closeness wasn't built from one photo or one viral moment. It was built from years of consistency, from repeated patterns, from a sense of care that's visible even when the camera isn't dramatically focused on them. If one day they choose to share more about their relationship, they will likely do so clearly and firmly, just as they always have. Until that day comes, all we can do is appreciate what they naturally show. Because a healthy relationship doesn't need validation from wild theories. It stands on respect, empathy, trust, and genuine support. And when two people continue to choose to stand side by side, amid spotlight, rumors, and pressure, that alone is already a powerful statement. In the end, it's not the loudest speculation that determines the truth, but the most consistent sincerity. What lasts isn't the noisiest theory, but the quietest consistency. Jimin and Jungkook have never built their closeness through lengthy clarifications or open drama. They simply continue to be there, side by side, natural, unforced. And maybe that's exactly what makes it feel real. Amid rumors that come and go, simple details still speak. Small gestures, brief glances, the same distance maintained year after year. Not one viral moment, but a repeated, consistent pattern. So before we close today's video, remember this: truth is not always loud. Sometimes it stands quietly, yet remains unshaken. If you enjoyed this deeper and more detailed discussion, don't forget to subscribe, like, and turn on notifications so you won't miss the next moment here on Jikook Moments. See you in the next video, and as always, let's stay wise, stay warm, and focus on what they truly choose to show.